You have told someone your dog knew he did something wrong. You were certain of it. The look was unmistakable, the lowered head, the averted eyes, the slow, creeping approach as you walked in the door. You read it as guilt, and you believed what you were reading. The problem is that none of it meant what you thought it did. Most of what people believe about dogs in everyday conversation is not just oversimplified. It is wrong in ways that researchers have spent decades documenting. Here are the biggest ones. Start with the most common one. Alexandra Horowitz, a dog cognition researcher at Barnard College, designed a study in 2009 to test whether the guilty look indicates actual guilt. Dogs were left alone with a forbidden treat. Some ate it, some did not. When owners returned, they were told, at random, whether their dog had misbehaved. Some were told the truth, some were told the opposite. Owners were then asked whether their dog looked guilty. The result? Owners rated their dogs as looking guiltiest when they believed the dog had misbehaved, regardless of whether the dog actually had. Dogs who had eaten nothing but were met by an owner who believed they had showed significantly more guilty-looking behavior than dogs who had disobeyed but were greeted by an owner who thought everything was fine. The guilty look is a response to your body language, your tone, and your expression as you walk in. It is not moral awareness. It is appeasement behavior. Your dog reading you, not reflecting on its own actions. The second lie shaped a generation of dog training. The idea that dogs operate in strict hierarchies with an alpha at the top, that your dog is always trying to dominate you, that you must establish yourself as the pack leader. This framework came from observations of captive wolves in the 1940s and was applied to domestic dogs for decades. David Meck, the wolf researcher who helped popularize the concept, spent years trying to walk it back. His field research on wild wolf packs showed that they do not function through dominance hierarchies enforced by an alpha. Wild wolf packs are family units. The behavior observed in captive wolves, unrelated animals forced together in an enclosure, had been mistaken for the natural structure of wolf society. And domestic dogs are not wolves. They diverged from wolf ancestors thousands of years ago. Applying captive wolf hierarchy theory to a dog sitting on your sofa was, in Meck's own assessment, a significant scientific error. The major professional bodies in animal behavior now treat dominance-based training models as discredited. The third lie, that dogs are colorblind. They are not in the way that phrase is commonly understood. Dogs have two types of color photoreceptors. Humans have three. This means the dog's color world is narrower than ours, but it is not absent. Dogs see primarily in shades of blue and yellow. What they cannot distinguish well is the red-green spectrum, which appears to them as variations of yellow or brown. Research confirmed that dogs perform reliably in color discrimination tasks, specifically when the test involves blue objects versus red ones. The belief that dogs experience the world as black and white is simply inaccurate. This has practical implications. Dog toys and training equipment manufactured in red or orange, colors frequently marketed to dogs, may be considerably harder for a dog to distinguish from its environment than blue or yellow versions of the same object. The fourth lie, a wagging tail means a happy dog. Tail movement communicates something, but happiness is not the only thing it communicates. Research published in Current Biology in 2013 found that dogs wag more to the right when they encounter something they want to approach, their owner, a familiar person, and more to the left when they encounter something that produces uncertainty or withdrawal. When other dogs observed a dog with a right-sided wag, they showed calm approach behavior. Dogs watching a left-sided wag showed elevated heart rate and measurable stress indicators. Tail position matters as much as movement. A rapidly wagging tail held high can indicate high arousal, which precedes both play and aggression. A slow wag held low can indicate anxiety or uncertainty. A wagging tail is a signal inside a system of signals. Reading only whether it is moving is like reading only whether someone's mouth is open without listening to what they are saying. The fifth lie: that dogs age 7 years for every 1 human year. The formula does not reflect how dogs actually age. The ratio is not consistent across a dog's life. Research published in Cell Systems in 2020 by Trey Ideker and colleagues at UC San Diego used epigenetic aging markers, specifically chemical modifications to DNA called methylation patterns, to map dog aging against human aging accurately. What they found: dogs age rapidly in early life and much more slowly in later years. A 1-year-old dog is biologically closer to a 30-year-old human than to a 7-year-old one. By middle age, the aging rate slows considerably. The 7-to-1 formula does not hold at either end of a dog's life. None of these are harmless beliefs. The guilty look myth affects how people correct their dogs, punishing an animal for something it does not causally understand. The dominance myth produced decades of training methods now known to increase anxiety and aggression. Understanding your dog accurately is not an academic exercise. It changes what you do, and it changes what your dog experiences. Hit like if any of these surprised you, drop a comment with the one that got you most, and subscribe so you do not miss what we look at next.